Happy Sunday. Hi, guys. We'll wait till a couple of people jump on. How are you guys doing today? Hey, Wilo. So how's everybody today? Today is it's a good day, but today is going to be a deep healing shadow meditation that we're going to do this morning. Hi, Tanya. I'm afraid I'm not in the best frame of mind. Okay, well, this meditation may help because today is about that. It's actually about that. Okay? So today okay, let me jump right into it. And then, and I'm actually going to record this one, even though I'm going live and I'm going to keep this live. I'm actually going to show you guys. Okay, let me get into it. So I'm going to start talking a little bit about shadow work for a few minutes before I start the meditation, because so you know what you're getting into. And then I'm going to post this meditation. And this one is more of the intermediate meditation of shadow work. So I have another meditation. The beginner's meditation of shadow work is just to start. What shadow work is to explain kind of, we have a light and a dark side within us. And that's why I always say as within, so without. And we say as above, so below, meaning the sun and the moon are on the planet and it is what it is. We don't hate the moon. Some people hate the moon, but we don't really hate the moon, hate the sun. The sun is needed. It has a lot of benefits. The sun it gives vitamin D. It gives us energy. It's just boosts our whole overall feeling. It's very light. It takes away fear, because in the darkness, we can have a lot of fear at night and we don't know what we can't see. And then the sun brings in the light that we just can see clearly. So this is just kind of the same thing for our feelings when we talk about love and light within us. When we feel, hi, Nari, when we feel that we wake up to a beautiful sunrise, there's this overwhelming feeling of joy, just like when we're having a really good day. If you're having a really good day and you wake up in this really like joyful, pleasant mood, and you're walking around and you just have this more energy that day, and then that is also correlated, mixed around with all the good stuff about you. So the days that you have a good day could be also mixed up with when you look in the mirror and you say, oh, I like what I see today. Today I don't look so bad, or I look kind of good. And then, you know what? And then you make somebody laugh and you're really funny. And then the other person that laughs, it kind of boosts that self-esteem. So then the self-esteem for the day is good. And then maybe you think, hey, I'm pretty funny today. Or so you have all these qualities. So what you can do now before the meditation, if you have time, or what you want to do is you want to list all the qualities. Hi, Tamir. So you want to list all the qualities that you see in yourself, all the good stuff that, people say about you that you think is nice, and all these things. So you're going to list down all these qualities, and this is your sun. This is that flowing positive light and love energy. But just like the sun comes out for 12 hours, the moon comes out for 12 hours, estimated time, right? So when the moon comes out, we look at the moon and this is all of a sudden time to rest. Like our body goes into the photoreceptors. There's no light as much. So now we start to get sleepy, and at night, our body starts to heal. It releases some sort of small, I'm not going to say the word properly, but they're little proteins in our body that fight inflammation. They fight infections. They help you heal at night. So as a child, usually people say you grow while you're sleeping, right? You grow while you're sleeping. At night, you grow. If you see where I'm going with this. And then think about when you're sick and you have a cold, or you have a flu, or anything. Anytime you're sick, or if you get a surgery, or if you have to sleep, they say get a lot of liquid and rest. And you have to sleep, and you notice that sleeping, while you're sleeping, your body's repairing itself. So imagine the moon, the way it brings us at night, it helps us rejuvenate. It helps us. It's the same thing with our negative, dark feelings inside. Okay. So the dark physical aspects and emotional aspects. So as I told you before, in the light, we have this light, physical light inside of us that physically will see ourselves. We have a boost of energy. We want to do stuff. Hi, Tanya. So we want to jump. And then the same thing happens at night. Physically, take the darkness. What do we see as darkness? Pain, surgeries and sadness when it comes to emotion and all the stuff that we don't like. And we also have an aspect of ourselves that we don't like. So what I told you before, to list all your qualities, I want you to make a list of all your flaws that you see are your flaws. Whether it's physically, emotionally, everything. I feel fear when it's dark. Exactly. A lot of us do, right? It's because what happens is we're scared of the dark. Like, let's say the way it is, we look outside, you walk outside, it's completely pitch black. You have a fear of the dark. A lot of people do. A fear of dark water, if you go into the water and you can't see. So a lot of people say we have a fear of the unknown, the darkness, but it's not the unknown. It's a fear of what we think is in the unknown. Technically, you don't have a fear of the dark. You have a fear of what you think is in the dark. What you think in your mind is in the dark, that's the fear that you will have. So it's not darkness that we fear. It's whatever is inside the darkness. So this is actually, I'm really happy that you passed that comment, because I want you guys to understand that the same thing applies to our emotions. We think that we fear anger, sadness, overwhelmed, anxiety, stress. We fear it. We don't want to live it. We hate it. We don't want to feel it. We fear the negative parts of ourselves. Are you somebody that you think you talk too much, or you don't talk enough? You don't express yourself. You're introvert. You're extrovert. You're too loud. You're too that. Whatever flaw that you think you have, there's a level of fear if you don't want to feel it. We don't want to feel it. I don't want to. It's just very fearful. It's very scary. And what happens is that if it scares you, it's not the emotion that scares you of sadness, the emotion of anger. What scares you is what you think is in that emotion. What is connected to that emotion? That's what you fear. And what shadow work does is that it takes, because it's very easy to love the light. Hi, Deborah. Good morning. So it's very easy to love the sun. The sun has it good if you think about it. On a sunny day, when somebody walks out and there's just this beautiful, perfect sunny weather, and you'll notice that you just walk outside and you all of a sudden feel that vitamin D and you get that energy, and it's just nice. It feels good. And you walk outside, if it's pitch black, a lot of times people walk outside and they're like, okay, bedtime, time to go. Like, we get very there's a fear. It's the same thing when it comes to our emotions, or it comes to things that we think about ourselves. But when we understand that the moon is just there, the moon is there to help us heal, regenerate, get those proteins, get that inflammation, fight all that stuff, get our rest. When we understand that it's there for a reason, the same thing applies to our feelings and emotions, especially about ourselves, the flaw, our shadow side that we think we have, this darkness. When in fact, like the yin-yang symbol, and if you look at it, it's like the fish, right? And then in the light, there's dark. And in the dark, there's light. And they say this is a perfect balance of life, of the human, of the planet, the universe. Everything is just this universal energy of half, everything is balanced. But what we do is we try to push away and reject the negative. We don't want to feel it. And the same thing I want to say applies to our physical selves. When you're in pain, it means you're healing. It doesn't mean that when you're in pain, it means you're healing. When you're in emotional pain, you're healing from an emotional trauma. When you're in a physical pain, You're healing from an emotional trauma. Remember that when you get surgery and you get cut open, it takes about maybe, let's say you get a little cut, it takes maybe a couple of days to heal. If you get a big cut, 4 to 6 weeks to heal. But we seem to not realize that it's the same thing for our emotions. If you have this emotional reaction, all of a sudden it could be 3, 4 days later, you have a flu, you have a cold, you're sick, you don't feel good. You're like, why am I sick? What's going on? And our body is responding to our emotions and then maybe we were more susceptible because we felt fear and sick and we felt resistant and we were more open to bacterias around there and to things that happened to us. So we're all as within, so without. We're all stuck with our environment. We're connected to people. We're connected. Now, shadow work, what it does is it helps you find that love. Because you are not half perfect, half great, half good. And if you criticize yourself and you wonder why people around you don't like you or criticize you and they're trying to change you and they're, why are you like this? You should change. Or if you notice yourself telling other people that they should change who they are, it's because you are not accepting of who you are. So you are projecting those emotions onto others. If you think the world should change and you should change and everybody should change and you're not happy with them, and then you'll notice people telling you that and you're like, hey, accept me as I am and all that. What's happening is we're only accepting the half of ourselves. And if you only accept half of yourself, how are you supposed to love it in another? How are you supposed to love everybody's darkness if you can't love your own darkness? So shadow work should only be done if you are ready to heal. If you are not ready to self-reflect and look internally and you just want to focus on the positive, then that is your journey and that's what you should be doing. But if you're stuck in a scenario that you're constantly battling with yourself continuously, hey, Mark, if you're battling with yourself and you're struggling with all these thoughts and emotions that you don't like to feel and you'll call yourself stupid. And like I say in all my other videos that you guys can see is there's this 2 ego selves, which is our light and our darkness. Okay. So the shadow self, you have your, let's say healthy ego and unhealthy ego. And then you have the shadow self about yourself. But there's a consciousness that's floating around inside you. Since I did shadow work and meditation with your anger, I feel much better. That's amazing. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to jump right into it now. I explained a little bit how shadow works is to love and accept yourself. I think is the best gift that you can give yourself. To love all of you, because all of you, and I used to remember when I was younger, people would be like, Tanya, you're so nice. I'm like, oh, and I would know that I wasn't nice and I wasn't kind. And I remember saying, oh, they don't really know me. So imagine if we can't love and accept ourselves. And people say, you can't love another if you don't love yourself. I actually disagree with that statement. I think we can love other people if we don't love ourselves. I think mothers or fathers or, when you struggle with that self-love, you can still love your children, but it's a possibility that you feel that you want to change other people. You don't accept them. You can love them, but you don't fully accept them for who they are because you don't accept you for who you are completely. So I'm going to link at the end of this video the shadow work. I'll post it in the comments. My shadow work video, if you guys, I'm going to do a lot more shadow work videos, is to look and find ways to love the darkness, which is not easy. This video is live and it's already recorded. So it's going to be posted. You guys can watch. Plus, I'm going to be recording. Okay. So now, the meditation today is very profound because our shadow selves, what happens is when we're little, we are fully acceptance of ourselves. We do not criticize ourselves when we're at a young age. We live in delta and theta brainwaves. We're just experiencing. When you're little, you're just experiencing. Just, wow, plane. Oh, you hear a sound. You're hyperstimulated by things, everything. You don't look at somebody and judge them. This morning I was at a little restaurant and I see a little girl walk in, and she was in a wheelchair, and she had some sort of like she had a smile on, but you can tell that she was a little bit uncomfortable because there was a couple of people like looking at her. And there's this cute little girl about 3 years old, and she just looked at her and she goes, "Look, mommy, she's so beautiful." And my boyfriend and I were like, "Oh my God, it was such a nice, beautiful, like it was like," and the little girl just walked by and she said it in French. She's like, "She's so pretty." And we looked, and there's no judgment. We don't criticize ourselves physically, emotionally. We just observe like, "Oh, wow, look at that." Everything is factual. So as we get older, we take things in society, what has taught us, and then we learn to only love the good. All that bad stuff you feel about yourself that people criticize you for, yeah, you don't like that part anymore. "Oh, I'm too loud. I'm too this." And then people judge you and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so like this." And you're like, "Oh, no, I'm not." And we get upset. So if somebody says something about you, then you get upset. That's part of your shadow. You won't get upset if you didn't believe it. You would not get upset at something somebody said about you if you did not believe it yourself. So if somebody calls me stupid, I'm like, "Yeah, that's nice." Like, I don't believe it. So because I don't feel like I'm stupid. But if I have an insecurity, a part of my shadow that, for example, I struggled years and years with physical appearance, like uncomfortable, whatever. So if back then somebody would look at me and say, "Oh my God, you're so ugly," and I was insecure, I would get an emotional reaction because the shadow part of me doesn't love that side. That I don't love, I don't like that side of me. So what we're going to do today is we're really going to dive deep. And I want to let you know I am doing a trigger warning. If you have PTSD, if you have extreme emotional childhood trauma, I suggest please to do this with a trained professional. If you're ready for yourself to jump into this, this is going to be, we're going a little deeper than my other shadow meditations and stuff like that. We're going to go a little deeper today. So today I'm going to mix shadow work in the meditation with a childhood healing, inner child work. And it's not reparenting, but it is kind of like that. So we're going to go into our past and find out where the shadows, like our shadow self is not scary. We have a shadow, we have a light, and we have a dark. And the dark is not scary. Like I said at the beginning, it's what we think in the dark. That's scared. You're not scared of the dark. What you're scared of is what you think is in the darkness. So what do you think about your dark side? Because the dark is not scary. Your anger, your fear, your this is not scary, but what you feel and think about it is scary. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump into the meditation of what we feel. We're going to go into our inner child, and it's going to be a little bit of a profound meditation today. Though I didn't judge, I do remember feeling the feeling of being judged early. A lot of us are. Listen, at 3 years old, I was called the B word. I'm not going to say it on my live on YouTube, but at 3 years old, an adult called me a little B. I don't know what was the situation, but if somebody can do that to a child, to children, imagine just me, imagine a lot of people, what they go through. So we have a lot of criticism. And when I was 3 years old, I didn't care. But as I got older, I started to take that like, hey, hey, hey. And then we start to internalize it. And that becomes our shadow. That becomes the part of ourselves that we don't like. So today, once again, I'm doing this live right now. I'm also going to record it. So if you guys don't feel like watching this again, and if you want to get a reminder, you can rewatch this. But if you're not, we're going to record this, and I'm going to fully immerse myself in this meditation. We're going to go very deep today, though there may be some tears that come out. But remember, I have to let you guys know that if tears come, sadness is a part of our dark side. Like the things that dark side are things that make you uncomfortable. The moon can make people uncomfortable. Women, our moon cycles makes us uncomfortable, right? It's not the most comfortable thing. You get a little uncomfortable. Oh, yeah. So real quick, what did you want us to write down again? So I would suggest doing this before the meditation and doing it all week and all month if you can. Anytime you think of something, you write a list of all your qualities, the things that you like about yourself and the things you like about the world, like in other people, not necessarily the planet, but other people. So things you like about yourself, that you think you're funny and you're friendly and you're this and that, like all these little fun things that you like about yourself. Hopefully you have a list. I know some people don't have a list. And if you don't have a list of your qualities, that means you're completely stuck in the shadow self and you're not even going to the light. You have to find that balance, because a lot of people are too much in the shadow and they only see the darkness. They can't see the light at all. They live completely just the depth of their darkness with anxiety and depression. Some people are too much in the light and they don't refuse. So those are the people who end up with, I'm glad this came. Those are people who end up with maybe diseases or failed relationships, because what happens when you have a failed relationship is if you cut your arm and it's a big gash, and you don't heal it, you don't take the time to acknowledge that you have a cut. So think about it this way, okay? Cut your arm. Oh my God, something happened. I had an accident, my arm cut. You wash it every day. You take care of it. The doctor or you close it up, you put stitches, you wrap it. Every day you clean it, you take care of it, you tend to it. If you are too much in the darkness, and you look at this wound and you over clean it and over ear, and you're like, oh my God, the pain, and it just starts spreading and getting infected because that's all you're focusing on. You're over cleaning it. You're over just like, and you keep focusing on the pain. You don't realize you have a whole other body. You're just focusing on this cut. You're going too much in the darkness. Now, if you go too much in the light, you go, I don't have a cut. I am manifesting no cut. I have no cut whatsoever. What's going to happen? Your arm's going to get infected because you're not taking care of it. And then you may lose your arm because it's so infected that now you have to go to the hospital and tend to it. And you lose your arm. It's the same thing that if your toxic positivity is you're too much positive and I don't want to deal with any negative at all ever in my life, which is every human being on earth. Nobody is exempt of pain. Not one person, a tree, flowers, birds, animals, all living beings. Nobody is exempt of pain. So if you pretend in this life to refuse your pain and your darkness, what happens is you're just in the positive and you lose relationships, friendships. You're just completely, because what happens oftentimes is we explode. We keep everything as positive, and then it's like oozing through us because we don't have that balance. So this meditation is going to deeply help you with finding, instead of being too positive and then losing everyone, too negative, you also lose everyone because you lose all the positive people in your life. If you're too negative, then you lose all the negative people in your life. But sometimes you need that. But if you find the balance, you'll notice it's like a wave. You're just like riding the waves. You're just noticing that some days you're positive, some days you're negative. And you realize everything is just temporary, and all the good parts about you and all the bad parts about you, everything is needed, everything is good. And the more, I promise you guys, the more you live in this and the more you practice shadow work, the more you do it, guarantee by far, people who have mastered shadow work, they're not all healed and perfect all the time. Bad things happen, but they know how to deal with it. Good things happen, they know how to keep it and enjoy it. I am way too positive after I've been hurt with my family coworkers and relationships. But imagine just finding the balance. We can find that balance because if you're too positive, you will lose because you're not taking care of the wounded you inside or wounded others. Do you want other people to have compassion when you're sad? If you're having a hard day, do you want people to say, I'm here for you. I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm right here for you. Or do you want people to go, ugh, you're negative. I don't want to deal with you. And you're just sad. Maybe your pet died or something happened to you, or you have a death or something uncontrolled that happened to you in your life. And it's a bad day. It's a storm, like the rain. And then imagine people said to you, you're being negative. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm being a human. You're just being human. So remember that when you say that to someone, if other people are. And if some people are in the shadow, in the darkness. And now I'm going to make another video, and I thought about it today. I want to make a video on cutting off people sometimes it's not negative people, toxic people. So remember that. Some people feel the need to hold on to those negative people, but they're not just negative, they're toxic. And they're trying to put their negative. That is something completely different, okay? I have 1 million moods per day. Yeah, I'm just saying 1 million, but all right. So let's start this meditation. I want to let you know. So once again, write all your positive things. Then you write all your flaws. Write both if you want. You can do it after the meditation or before. But I strongly suggest writing down. I'm actually going to say this in the meditation when I start it. Okay. We're going to start this meditation. And I definitely want to say it on this because you have to write before every meditation. I suggest it before. Write down all your qualities and why you like them, and all your flaws and why you don't like them. And this will make sense with the meditation that we're going into, okay? That's great, Patty. Teaching your kids to express their emotions. That is beautiful, because we have to be like, our kids don't, if we teach them something and we say, do this, do this, do this, but we don't do it, we can't say do as I say, not as I do. Most kids they imitate. So just showing by example is a great thing. All right. So in this meditation, I'm going to actually ask you to get very comfortable. So I'm going to actually say this. Hold on a second. So in this meditation, I'm going to ask you to get very comfortable. Wrap yourself in a blanket, get some pillows, whether you want to lie down or sit up, as long as your body is comfortable. And what we're going to do before this meditation is write down all your qualities, the positive things that you feel about yourself. And you can write down why you feel them. And after that, you can write down all the negative things that you feel about yourself and why you feel those things. And in this meditation, we may access the subconscious feelings that are hidden deep inside, and you may find new things that you don't like and new things that you like. So we're going to go into the shadow work. We're going to go into the light and the darkness of ourselves. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. Relax your head, your forehead, your ears, your cheeks, your nose, your eyes. Relax your breath. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Release the tongue off your palate. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Deep breath in. Expand your chest. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders a little more. Down to your arms and your hands and your fingers. Remember to slow your breath. Relax your chest, your back, the middle of your back, all the way around to your stomach, all the way down your lower back. Feel all that energy going down to your hips. Relax your legs, release the muscles in your legs, down your knees, all the way to your feet and your toes. Take a deep breath in. Expand your stomach this time. Inflate your stomach a little more, a little more. Hold it. And release. Now we're going to take some very big, deep breaths. You can do this part on your own. If you notice yourself yawning or having a hard time, remember, just bring your awareness back to that breath. Slow it down. And between every deep breath, you can relax your breath. Just be aware of the breath. As you're aware of the breath, feel your body getting heavier and heavier. You feel safe. You feel comfortable. Now I want you to picture yourself in a beautiful field. And all around you, you can see lavender fields all around. And you see the sunrise at a distance. What do you see yourself doing? Are you just standing there looking around? Are you walking? Just really put that image in your mind of yourself in a beautiful field. And as you start to walk, you feel your hands touching the flowers, feeling the breeze on your face. And you feel so safe. And then as you walk and you keep walking, you see some rocks at a distance. And as you get closer, you see more and more rocks, and there's a big cave. And as you look at that cave, there's something inside you that knows that it's not dangerous. And as we enter that cave, you're going to notice that you may have some fear because it's a dark cave and you don't know what's inside, but we're going to enter that cave. And remember, I'm here with you. I'm guiding you through this, and we're going to stay in a state of love. And as you see yourself walking into that cave, you feel it getting darker. And you feel a little unsure, but you're safe. And in that cave, there's some stairs that go down. Take a deep breath in, When you're ready, as you exhale, take one step down. Feel your body relaxing, your head, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. All the muscles on your face feel heavier. Deep breath in. As you exhale, take another step down. And you could look behind you, and as you look behind you, you see that light. You see the sun is reflecting on the other side. So you know it's always there. Deep breath in. Take another step down. And as you look down the cave, you can't see anything yet, but you know it's going to be okay and that you're safe. I'm here. Remember, slow your breath. And if you have a hard time breathing through your chest, that's okay. You take some deep belly breaths. Expand your stomach. Inhale. And as you exhale, take 2 more steps down. You feel yourself getting heavier and heavier. Now, as you enter that cave and you could see it, take 2 more steps down and slowly walk into that cave, but it's not like completely dark. You can see around you. There's a subtle light because in the darkness there is always light. So you're going to look around the room. And as you look in one corner of the room, whenever you're ready, you're going to picture your first moment that made you feel uncomfortable or sad or hurt. A moment when you were very young, and picture yourself as a child, alone in that corner. What are you feeling? What do you see? And as you look to the other corner, you can see yourself a little bit older. Once again, you're alone and you're feeling emotions and sadness. Either something happened, someone hurt you, or said something, and you can watch yourself there. And as you look and you keep looking around every part of the room, you can see yourself at different ages, feeling these dark, uncomfortable, sad, angry emotions all around you. And you are here now as you are standing in the center, looking at every part of yourself. Now imagine yourself going down on your knees, sitting on the floor. Extend your arms. And you feel every part of you at every age running to you, running towards you now and hugging you. What would you say to those? What would you say to those people, those parts of you at every age? Would you hug them and kiss them and tell them that they're going to be okay because you're here for them? Take that time right now in the silence to give your message to every part of you that has been hurt. Tell those parts of you that you are always there. They may have not felt it or not known, but you now were always there for those parts, those past you. Feel the love in your heart. Spend that time with them. Take this time to smile at them and tell them that they're going to be okay. Slowly open your arms and let them go. And now we're going to get up slowly and walk deeper into the cave, into a darker area. And as you walk down this darker hallway, slowly, you see someone at a distance. And as you see clearer, it's you, but older. You see them extending their arms, and they are extending their arms to you now. And the older you is telling you that you're going to be okay. Run into their arms. The older you is here for you now. Now tell your older self things that you love about yourself. And now tell them things that you really dislike about yourself. And as you're talking about all your shadow self, the side you don't like, you can feel the comfort of the older you hugging you, drying your tears, telling you that you are perfect as you are. Those negative things you feel are simply just thoughts that you believe about you. But the reality is, you are perfect as you are, with all the light and the darkness within you. And as you feel the older you hugging you, you can see from your heart and their heart a light shining up that whole dark cave all around you guys, vibrating through the cave, through you. You can feel it through your body. You are going beyond the shadow, the light and the dark. You are accessing your full consciousness, your soul, your spirit. Connecting with the spirits of the past you and the future you all together as one right now. Connect to that energy. Now, as you feel your body vibrating, you slowly let go of you and the past you and the future you. And in a distance, you see some stairs. And you slowly walk up the stairs of the cave, and you could see that bright light shining from you, connecting with the light of outside. And as you walk, you can hear the water from a beautiful fountain. And the waterfalls cascading down, and you could see them in the distance. So as you get closer and closer, and walking through the grass out of the cave, getting closer to the waterfalls and the water, picture yourself going under that water and that waterfalls. And you can feel the water cleansing your body. And as you stay in those waterfalls and look around in that water, you can see on one side the beautiful sun, and you smile at it. And as you turn, you can see the dark cave to the other side, and you know what's in there, and you smile. You know that this is just an experience. Now imagine yourself walking back into that field, slowly walking back. And as the sun is drying off that water off of you, and you sit in the field, bring yourself back to the now. Bring all that energy back into your heart. Place your hands on your heart. Repeat after me. I love myself. I love all of me. Bring your awareness back to your breath and to your body. You can wiggle your hands. And your feet slowly come back to the now. Whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Look around you. What do you feel? What do you see? Be with this moment. Be with your consciousness. What do you guys feel? Do you see what I mean by the depth of ourselves? I'll give you guys a minute if you can. Sometimes when you go that deep, you really want to get a glass of water. Drink a glass of water, kind of get back to the now. So remember, the crying was needed. Remember what crying means, guys. Crying is releasing. Everybody says, it was good, but I cried a lot. I cried uncontrollably. I was sobbing. So I'm telling you guys, crying is healing. It's so healing. We think that we shouldn't cry. We got to hold it back and you got to hold it in and just like anger. And it's so healing. It's so much release. It's like, think about the rain. Think about the rain. You know, when there's like a really, really stormy, rainy day, and the next day when the sun comes out, you can hear the grass lifting. You know, like it's like all the rain is so much rain, and it's all the rain is squashed the grass, and you can hear the grass going like tick, 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 lifting up. And then you look around and everything is extra green. and the flowers are all opened up and they're absorbing the sun even more because they're not dried out. They're so refreshed, and so remember that when it rains, like, it's dark and gloomy and it doesn't feel good, but the next day when the sun is out, it's like so beautiful. It's just like, and then sometimes there's a rainbow, and rainbows come out when the sun and the rain are together. Remember that. When it's rainy and all that, and then it's sunny and they're balanced together, that's when the rainbows come out. So remember, if you can find that balance within you of the sadness and the happiness, you'll notice rainbows in your life, like colorful, beautiful rainbows of great stuff that happens. Felt so much pressure in my throat, like a cramp. Okay, Deborah, I actually thought of that and I didn't talk about it during the meditation, but every aspect of yourself that is in pain. Okay, so if you feel like, some people, when they do this meditation, they feel pain in their chest, some people pain in their throat, some people pain in headache, some people pain in their back. Now remember, I have a lot of videos about the energy centers of the body, and I'll make more perhaps this week. I'll do another video on the energy centers of the body, and every single energy center, when you're feeling pressure or a pain in there, usually is what is needed to heal. For example, the throat. If you're somebody who expresses yourself too much and you hate what you say because you regret it, you'll get pain here. Or if it's completely the opposite and you don't say what you feel and you hold everything in, and you'll get like a pain and a pressure. So if this is unbalanced, when you do this deep meditation, that you're going deep internally, you're going to notice that you're swallowing a lot, and this is going to be the pressure. If you're somebody that struggles with self-love and loving what's happening in the world, loving all that, you'll have pressure here. If you have anxieties and stuff, you'll have pressure always in the chest when it has to do with loving yourself and loving other people. You'll feel pain, cramps in your lower back if you're feeling unsafe. A lot unsafe. If you feel very unsafe, you're going to have a lot of lower back pain. Here, it's if you have pain in your neck, there's a possibility that it's the same thing of the throat, of speaking and also only believing in your things in your life and your truth, and maybe not accepting other people and being able to move your neck around. If you have headaches, it could be that you're not connected to the spiritual side of you, your consciousness, and you're stuck. So you keep getting headaches because maybe you're scared of what your consciousness and what the spiritual universe can do, and what's in the spiritual universe. So I felt the pain in my throat even if I cried. So what happens is, if you notice the pain wherever you felt the pain in your body, okay, always back pain, fight or flight. So yeah, depending on where it is, you can even Google it, guys. Just look at the energy centers, say chakras or energy centers, and you Google that, and you see wherever that pain came up is usually, it could have been that. Ask yourself, when the pain comes up in your throat, is it something that you wish you could say and you can't express yourself, or you, like I said, too much? So if you're getting these things wherever it is in your body, just say, okay, that's what I need to heal. And the pain means healing. So it's not that it's bad. Your body was literally telling you today, hey, this is the healing part, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Nari, who else had it? Somebody said they had pain in their throat too. Deborah, just say, oh, something's healing here. Okay, let it be. Let it be. Let it heal. I didn't speak as a child. It wasn't until I had children that I started to really speak. So perhaps when we did the child meditation, you felt that you couldn't talk. So it was pressure here. But that's okay. It's just healing. Pain is healing. That's it. So now it's perfect timing. My dog is barking. I'm going to let you guys go. I think it's time to go out. So you don't have to heal. Remember, we always feel that we need to heal this. I need to heal my headaches. I need to heal my throat. I need to heal. What you need to do is focus on self-love and let the universe do the healing. Let the healing happen. Okay? Accept the healing. Let it happen. Just take that time for you. You take the time to love all energies, all parts of you. The universe will say, "Oh, you're trying to love yourself? I'm going to give you more love. And I'll give you a bunch of people that will help you heal. And I'll give you information. And I'll give you all this stuff because the universe conspires to do what you're doing for you. Whatever you do for you, the universe will give you more. If you give yourself a lot of hate, then sometimes the universe around you is like, oh, that's what you want? Okay, well, that sucks, but I'll give you more hate. Like a lot of the time. So really, when you get something from the universe, as we get older, just be aware. And if you're curious about that, check out the video that I talk about. We don't always attract toxic people. I know people have been asking me that. That's another video that I posted about. It's not, you don't attract, you allow. Remember that too, because we're constant beings of attraction. So you don't attract abuse, you don't attract, you allow. But there's a lot of things that'll come in. A lot of things come in. You'll notice the more you work on loving yourself, loving all of yourself, it's just the universe is going to be like, oh, that's what we're doing now. Okay, I'm going to help you out. That kind of works like that. Well, in my experience. Anyway. All right, guys. So I love you. Thank you for being on this live. This live was actually a bit longer than I usually go on Sundays, but I think it was needed for today. And this afternoon, I'm going to upload the meditation so you guys don't have to watch this full live. You can just do the meditation today. All right, guys. How often do we need to do shadow work? The first time I started shadow work, I used to do it every day for like a month. I did every night. I didn't necessarily do this kind of meditation. I sat with myself and I would remember a time that was traumatizing for me. And I just went, okay, this is or I hate myself. Let's say I'm shaming myself and I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Then what I do is then I imagine my older me coming in and being like, you're not stupid. You just think you're stupid, but you're not. It's just your thought. And I just kind of have that talk with my older self. So we're never alone. We're never alone. Okay. We have ourselves and you have me. Okay, guys. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Sunday. And I will see you on TikTok, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Love you. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And by the way, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe. Okay. Bye, guys.